something else to make news that takes away from it. You don't want to reflect yourself. Right.
I'm very concerned about the UK's decision. I think we see a lot of disagreement upstairs on obviously this issue of impeachment, but I don't think there is an issue that has broader bipartisan support than the recognition that Huawei has been and will continue to be a national security threat. The Brits are our strongest allies. We've got to find a way to work through this. I do recognize as well that in Huawei we've got an equipment vendor that, while as a national security threat, is also a lot cheaper than any of the other Western alternatives. And the fact that China's put up to $100 billion to support Huawei on an international framework means that it's really a challenge for Western competitors, and there's no American-based companies to present an alternative. So what I'm hoping is that the coalition of countries that don't want to become dependent upon a sole source Chinese vendor, because there is no way to fully protect those 5G networks using Huawei, that we can find some other way to help support Western-based alternatives. I mean, we've got bipartisan legislation that what we've got to get is like through the next 5 years so that we can get to a more open radio access network, the so-called O-RAN. But if we don't have some way to get us through that next 5 years, you could end up with a market that's 75 or 80% Huawei controlled. That would be bad news for the West. It would be bad news for the UK, and be bad news for any country that doesn't want to have their communications subject to outside interference. If we want to hear what Mr. Bolton's convictions were and conclusions were, let him come forward and testify. I did not hear a single argument other than delay about why you wouldn't bring somebody who is in the room, who's got firsthand knowledge that could clear a lot of this up.
Thank you.